My name is Gabriel Silva. I speak some languages, and today I would like to talk about pronunciation and accent in your target language. Right away, I'm going to say this. I think that many people are just way too concerned with the development of a very good or perfect accent. I think that people need to relax a little bit when it comes to accents and pronunciation in general. My philosophy, and the way at least that I think about, developing good pronunciation and eventually a good accent in the language that I'm learning, is essentially that, first of all, I want to get to the point that I'm well understood. Okay, and generally, this doesn't take too long. Of course, that in the long run, obviously, it's fun to try to develop a really, really great accent in the language that you're trying to learn. However, it's not going to happen overnight. Essentially, you need to put a lot of effort into listening, right, and developing the right accent. But I don't think that it's something that people should be really concerned about. And what really, really sucks, in my opinion, is whenever someone gets held back, okay, from talking, from actually speaking in the language that they're learning, just because of the fact that they're embarrassed that they have an accent. And, it's kind of sad because of the fact that the more you engage in conversation, the more you listen to the language, the more you try to speak, if you do those things, you're probably going to essentially develop a good accent and it's going to improve. But I think that people should really try to relax about accents in general. Of course, if you're learning a new language, you're going to have an accent in it. Of course, every language is beautiful. As language learners, we want to capture that beauty. We want to sound good in the language, and that's a good thing. But it shouldn't lead to stress, it shouldn't lead to frustration, and it should definitely not lead us to speak less in that language just because we're embarrassed due to, improper pronunciation or fear of sounding funny in the target language. If you're not held back by that fear, that's okay. I noticed that whenever I switch languages too quickly, in several of the multi-language videos that I did, the tendency is for my accent in each language to be a bit worse than it normally is. Just because my brain doesn't even have the capacity to adapt that quickly from language to language. That being said, normally I get the feeling that whenever I focus on one specific language for a longer amount of time, I get more compliments in regards to my accent and pronunciation. So let's say if I'm speaking Spanish for a couple hours, I'll generally get some comments like, "Oh, you have a good accent in Spanish." So often I feel that my accent goes through phases. For example, when I was in Amsterdam and I was speaking a lot of Dutch, I would generally get compliments on my Dutch. But right now, because I haven't been practicing a lot, my accent in Dutch probably sucks. However, if I go back to listening to a lot of podcasts in Dutch, and if I get a lot of exposure, talk to my Dutch friends, then I believe that it should pick up and redevelop a decent accent again. But it goes through phases, right? If you're just focusing on different languages, the languages that you're neglecting are essentially going to suffer. For those perfectionists that really want to develop great accent in a specific language, keep in mind that, it can be done, obviously. However, you need to put a ton of effort and time into exposure. It's really important to do listening, a ton of listening, and getting feedback from native speakers is really important as well. Because sometimes it takes you a little while to actually figure out what you're sounding like and what mistakes you're making. And sometimes you're just not even really making a mistake, but you're just pronouncing a specific sound a bit off. So it's great to get some feedback from a native speaker because they can point out, okay, when you're pronouncing this specific word or whatever. And sometimes you're just a bit off with the musicality of the language. A Swiss friend of mine let me know that sometimes the way that I speak French is really chopped up when it's supposed to be a bit more melodic. But I think that essentially when I'm really focused on French, that it gets a bit more musical the way that it should be. It's awesome to try to develop great pronunciation, a great accent in the language. However, it should not be a reason for stress. So that's it for now, my friends. And good luck learning a new language.